So I'm glad we're talking Maharati, because I did the 200% club with you, and I know you're going to be starting it again in January for not only the UK, because you're from the UK time, but for the North American and United States, which will be easier because trying to fit in things sometimes during the day can be challenging, and this will be in the evening. I think it's like a 7 p.m. start on Tuesdays, January 6th. So I just want to say we have a private Facebook group, and I got a chance to review the last weekend that we did. Everything that you do is taped, and you'll probably most likely set up the private Facebook group again.
For sure.
But I saw, so this is, well, of course, if people are watching it, they've already taken the first sphere. But I can't believe like the things that were bothering me. When I started it, it was like everything was bothering me. Like I know I ascended, or I think I ascended, but then there was this gentleness that you brought to my practice that I don't think I heard, but probably because I was, I'm more in the doing than the being, to get it right or something. But it was just a gentleness, and that in itself is the greatest gift. And I think sometimes, I practice my ascension every day. I don't know, everyone is different, but it's like, why wouldn't I want to practice it every day if I could just bring this gentleness to my life? And so I really got that big gift from your 200% club in just really not only bringing the gentleness in eyes closed, but doing it with the eyes open. And then I just saw my life, and one of the most trying things for me, and it was a lot of things involved, not only the ascension, but I saw the power that the 200% club opened up for me, because I've been struggling with my weight for the last 8 years. When I went into menopause, I changed my food because I thought I was supposed to eat healthier, and actually that was just set up a lot of things. But beyond the food, I really saw, and it was the relationship I was having with my body. And I just, in the last class, I just saw, like, I just have such a great relationship with my body. Whatever stories I was making up, it was that gentleness there. And where I used to be so afraid to appreciate my body, or I was afraid because I used to be an obese child, and I never quite got past that. They call it, I think, a metamorphosis syndrome or something. I could never get like my head, and it's back into the head. My head was always this fat girl, and it drove me crazy, and it just made me not succeed. But there was something about the relationship I have with my body now, out of that 200% club, that is priceless for me. And ironically, I lost 18 pounds out of that, which I didn't, it was all part of a lot of things, but most importantly, because where I was going, I was working in a group that supported me with that. But I remember saying to the leader, we were saying something, and I just said, I really love my body. And she said, wow, I never have been able to say that. And I never equated it with Ascension or the 200% club, but I realized, like, I don't, we have to eat healthier, or we do whatever practice, but it's like, I really love my body, and I love it. Like, I feel like I have body back, because whatever the layers, the shields, and a lot of the anger and, the different things that we come to Ascension with, all melted away. Why would I want to have that stuff in my space? And so I did a lot of forgiving and a lot of letting go. And so I have, I love my body. I love the practice, and I love to share the time with
I loved it.
Yeah.
And I love to hear you say that so truthfully and sincerely, that you love your body. Like, why would we not love these things? And obviously we're not talking about this egoistic, I'm so special, I love myself. It's a genuine, authentic movement of love. And the first thing we find when we move out of self is the body, So if we're not allowing love to permeate the cells here, then we're not allowing the love really to fully express. So that's incredible to hear you say that.
Yeah.
You know, and I do think there were many wonderful, wonderful journeys that we all got to witness in each other, to go through on that 6-week journey together. And what, you know, we keep talking about magic, but what a magical time to just focus in, you know, and just see those little habits, those little places that we maybe weren't seeing before, where we were holding ourselves back, or not fully loving, or still judging ourselves, or not fully allowing the practice to spread. You know, I remember it was one of the things you said was that on day one was that you weren't allowing the practice to fully unfold for you. There was something about you that you were kind of capping it, you know, it was a little self-worth thing going on there. So to have that, to watch that melt, magically melt, really because you were allowing yourself to show up every week, you were sharing and just allowing, and as you say, just gently coming back to the practice, gently coming back to stillness. It burned up so much stuff that then you get to fully experience the change, and to see everyone in the group go through their own metamorphosis from whatever it was they brought to the table in week one and were able to let go of was stunningly beautiful. I'm super excited to do it again, actually.
And the group was wonderful. You know, everyone in my group was, I don't think everyone was from the UK, but I love it anyway, because it makes me this international person.
Mm-hmm.
But to connect with people on all levels, I mean, we're all one mind, or we're all human beings. And I realize it doesn't matter what I'm going through. Everyone has their own version of it. So it doesn't make me unique. Like, I don't have to, you know, it's not about that. But I also realize in the community, there's some amazing people in the community that are just like up to great things, and just, you know, spreading their humanity, sharing the love. And I've gotten, you know, close with a few people, and I'm sure anytime if I had, you know, to reach out to someone, that would be there. And it just opened myself up to why I want to be in this community, or why I want to continue the practice. So I was glad you recorded the sessions and had that as a resource to look back to. So.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny, I hadn't even thought of that. I wanted to record the session so that if anyone ever missed a session, mm-hmm. they would still have the entire course ready for them. Like, as you say, in the private Facebook group that we create for each class. So every class can create their own little community, have their classes recorded to come back to. I hadn't even considered that of course you can go back all these months later and say, look how far I've come. Like, because of course it's not just me that's being recorded, it's the whole group. So you got to see your own shares and see, wow, that doesn't trouble me anymore. And I think that's one of the most powerful things in this practice is feedback, you know, and that's another great way then to be able to get feedback, because we crave it, you know, we need to know how we're doing.
Right.
And if we self-refer, I don't know about you guys, but my mind will always say, not very well, frankly. You know, like that's kind of been a default, could do better school report since day one. But when you get them out amongst community, you get to hear how you're touching the lives of others. You get to hear from yourself and from your feedback within the group, oh no, that thing that you said really affected me, Bonnie. Oh no, that thing that you said really helped me. And then even that, you start to realize, hey, maybe I've got something to put into the world. Maybe I'm of worth here, you know? And for me, coming together on teachers' retreats or going on ascenders retreats, and you see those people once a year, it's like, whoa, I'm always amazed. I'm like, look how much you've grown. And then it'll come back as an echo, look how much you've grown. Like, this practice never stops.
Yes. And I think you're doing it with Patanjali. So we just had you, but I think if I understand, we're gonna, you know, have the opportunity to
two teachers. Yeah.
Great. So yeah. So I just think it's great because not everyone can travel, and depending on, you know, just like for me in Florida, you know, there's no, I'm in South Florida, even though, you know, but I love the access for the Zoom. So I think for anyone who's taken the first sphere, there's really no excuse. It's affordable. you could do it in your home or wherever you are with the phones these days. You could tap into Zoom and anywhere with the recordings and the Facebook group. You're really, we have so much right now with Ascension Online and also our personal groups, but there's something intimate about being committed for 6 weeks in a group that's moving together under the guidance of you and Patanjali is really a treat not to be missed. And, we were talking a little bit about 2019 and how there's so much opening up for people, and we get to really tap into our passions and like move forward in what we've been saying for years. We want to move forward in our lives, and with being able to bring the gentleness forward in our lives and being able to tap into the stillness to hear what we need to hear, I really believe that whoever signs up for the 200% Club will get part of that as their gifts. So just definitely sign up. I think all you have to do is go to thebrightpath.com and go under schedule, and it should be there under US, or is it under the...
It's listed under the US, I think Canada, it's listed under the UK, but probably the easiest thing to do is if you want it 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, look under the US. And if you want it at 7:30 p.m. UK time, GMT, look under the UK. So if you decide which time zone works best for you and sign up, and then obviously it doesn't matter what country you're in because we're doing it on the internet, which is incredible.
Great. So that's actually better for me. I think that's 9:30 p.m. my time. So I can finish my day and complete it because I'm in Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, and it doesn't matter, it would be great. I think I want to be selfish for me to get to know my fellow local people in the US, North America, because everyone is really special and great. And so if people are so inclined to step into something that's really powerful, I think this is a great way of starting your New Year's right. Go beyond the New Year's resolution, which they say doesn't work anyway. So you might as well just step into possibility and step into
right.
And be supported, like have someone hold your hand for those 6 weeks to just really, get through January, because it could have somebody, like full speed ahead, or, oh my God, I'm already, stopping in my goal. So this will just definitely keep the pace going, the accelerator going, and a lot of clearing of what needs to be cleared to have 2019 be fantastic.
Yeah, don't make it yet another year of broken resolutions. We know they don't work, but we do know that being consistent, setting goals, coming together in community, and being supported does work. And that's what the 200% Club is all about. It's about focusing in as a community on yourself as an individual to help you reach your highest desire, which is, of course, always about going in. It's always about having more stillness and more connection with what is. So I'm super excited. Yeah, there's you know what? There's no mistake that I'm doing it in January as the teachers as well. It's a good time for us to okay, it's a fresh new year. Let's not worry about resolutions, but it's a fresh new year. How can we become even more committed to the practice? How can we serve even more? How can we create even more connection? Let's do a 200% Club. Let's go.
That's beautiful. And I know this is for people who have already taken the first pair, but 200%, of course, is living life 100% internal and 100% external, which is beautiful. Anyway, I'd love to talk forever, but unfortunately, it's not practical for me for the rest of the day. Although this was a beautiful practical moment of togetherness and sharing our friendship, and I honor you as a teacher. You've taught me so much. I honor you in the space of all the Ashaya teachers. So thank you so much. And we will continue our relationship in many different ways this year.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Bonnie. Looking forward to it. We have a word for you. I don't know if you know this, but you are a super ascender. There's some ascenders, when we talk about them, we'll say, oh, Bonnie, she's a super ascender. And you'll get one of these, Yes. So, you really, really are. And it's because of your commitment and your passion and your drive to just uncover the truth, and not just for yourself, but for everyone. And that's what makes you so special.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
Feel it right here. Beautiful. I look forward to seeing you, Maharati and Patanjali, in January.